Hey guys, I'm Christine with Irene Iron Fitness, and today I'm going to make a carnitas omelet. For those of you that get bored with your usual eggs, this will be a nice way to shake it up. Let's get cooking. So if you're new here, my name is Christine, and I'm a personal trainer for Irene Iron Fitness. I do online training and online nutrition coaching so that no matter where you are, no matter where I am, we can connect and I can help you reach your goals through fitness and healthy eating. So every Wednesday, I'm going to share recipes and some fitness tips with you, and Sundays, we're going to do videos with RV upgrades, travel, some fun lifestyle stuff. That's going to be my husband Aaron and I. And then if you like these videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and catch us every Wednesday and Sunday. So let's run through our ingredients. First, we're going to use some eggs. We're going to do a combination of full eggs plus egg whites. You're going to need some leftover pork, carnitas, shredded pork, or you could do shredded chicken or some chicken breasts shredded up like from a rotisserie chicken. Any type of shredded meat will work for this. Refried beans. I like to get the fat-free kind, and I love refried beans, especially in cases of Mexican food and like omelets. I like to use them as a cheese substitute because I try to minimize cheese wherever I can, and the refried beans gives you that creamy texture and almost that glue-like texture that holds your omelet together. So refried beans. Chopped green chilies. These are very mild. We're going to add these to our pork as the pork gets crispy on a frying pan, and this is just going to add some flavor to the pork and a little bit of brightness to wake it up a little bit. So that was all of our main ingredients for the omelet itself. Next, after that, you just want to have some stuff on hand for garnishing your omelet. So I have some pickled red onions that are really easy to make. I love to keep these in my fridge because it takes an onion and it stretches it out to make an onion last a really long time. And the vinegar from the onion adds a nice pop. Sour cream, just a little drizzle will do you. I like to actually take lime and squeeze it into the sour cream and make like a lime sour cream, if you would. Really good. Some tomato I'm just going to slice up, and some jalapeno for the top, and sriracha. Whatever you like on your tacos would be good on this omelet. So let's get our pans in order. We're going to use two pans today. We're going to use the 8-inch. We're going to do this with our pork. To heat up our pork, we're going to get it a little crispy. So I have that going over medium-high heat right away. We'll also be using our 10-inch skillet, and this is what we're going to use for the omelet itself. Not quite ready for that one yet. The first thing you want to do is get your pork on the skillet because you want it to get as crispy as possible. Those brown little bits and edges are really going to add some dimension to your omelet. That's going to transform your pork from something that it previously was into something new, and it's going to be awesome. So, pan is hot. I have the leftover pork. I have this leftover from a party. So I've been eating pork for a few days, and just doing something different with it is a great way to use leftovers. Plus, I always encourage having cooked meat on hand, no matter what kind it is. And this is exactly what it's for, is to take a recipe, incorporate some leftover meat. It's going to make it really quick for you, and you're going to save a lot of time when you do that. So I'm going to put in enough pork for 2 omelets. I'm going to make 2 omelets. and just get it in. Pork is a little bit fattier, so you don't need to put any oil in here. If you're doing a chicken breast, you might want to put just like a teaspoon of olive oil, but for these, I'm just putting it straight in. And the sizzle's good. Also in this pan, I will eventually add in some of those refried beans to heat those up. There's plenty of space in here to share the pan, and I'm just gonna wait on the beans because I don't want those to get dried out and make my pan all sticky. So those will be closer to the time where we're ready to actually build our omelet, so that I'm not putting cold canned beans into my omelet. It might tear the egg and it might not warm through as hot as I want it to. So I'm just gonna spread this pork out. I'm gonna let it get crispy. And then once this is looking like at a point where I'm ready to start my omelet, then I'll throw those beans in because those only take 60 seconds. All right, so our pork is starting to look good. I'm gonna flip it around so that all the sides can get crispy. This is definitely getting some nice brown color to it. I'm also going to add in some of these peppers to start. And I'm gonna get my beans kicked in to the pan. So let's talk about eggs really quick. I always encourage my clients and myself to shoot for 25 to 35 grams of protein per meal. And this is especially important at breakfast time to start your day right, feeling full. Now, the problem with just having eggs for breakfast is each egg has about 6 grams of protein. So if you're just having 2 eggs and that's it, it's really not going to cut it, because then you're coming in at about 12 grams and we need it a little bit higher than that. So your options are to do 1 full egg plus some egg whites to get up to that 25-35 range, or you can do 2 full eggs with egg whites, or you can do what we're doing today and do some full egg white combos and then add in a little bit of an additional protein source. So in our case, we're going to use pork carnitas. We're going to use about 2 ounces of it cooked weight, and that's really going to bump it up to that goal zone that we're looking for. So adding in some protein into your eggs is going to help you get it to that level that you're trying to achieve for your intake. All right, so our pork and our beans are coming along really well. Our pan is hot. We're just gonna add a touch of oil, get our eggs going, and you just wanna get the eggs to a point where it's setting in the pan before you add any of the filling to the omelet. So it's pretty quick. I'm gonna do my beans first. I love to use beans as a carbohydrate source. They're an excellent carb source, and unlike other starchy carbs, beans will last with you longer. They're a slower digesting carb, and if you think that you're more sensitive to carbs, you know, it's such a low carb trend society, but carbs really are important and they're not the enemy. And it just comes to being smart with them. What kind you're eating, when you're eating, and portion sizes that you're eating. So I love to put the beans in here as my carb, and that's my only carb with my breakfast in this particular recipe. So I like to put those down first. And then just a little bit of pork. At this point, you could also add in other fillings that you want in here. Like I said before, I'm going to avoid the cheese. I try to limit my dairy to 1 serving per day. And cheese is just one of those things that people really overuse. And until you actually work on avoiding cheese, you don't realize how much you're eating of it. So I dare you to work on it, challenge yourself, and see how little cheese you can add in your life. And you might realize you're using it as a crutch when you don't need to. Okay, one omelet down, one to go. I gotta work quick here. So the omelet's done. I just did some pretty basic garnishes. I did jalapenos, sriracha, a little bit of sour cream, and some of those pickled red onions that I love. And just some tomatoes on the side with some fresh black pepper. So do whatever you like that's at your house. Salsas are great, cilantro, limes, and that's it. Make it the way you want. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Check out the blog, IreneIronFitness.com, to get the full printable version, and catch us next week for a new recipe. Thanks for watching.
Try